Hey there, coin enthusiasts. Welcome back to Old Chiller Coin 4 here, your go-to spot for all things rare and valuable in the world of numismatics. Today, we've got a special treat for you. We're diving deep into three iconic Washington quarters, the 1943, the 1982D, and the 1967. You might have these coins sitting in your collection or even in your change jar, and trust me, some of them could be worth far more than you think. So, grab your magnifying glass, sit back, and let's uncover the stories behind these coins and how they could make you a small fortune. Part 3, the 1967 Washington Quarter, 20:01-30:00. Cut to a close-up of the 1967 Washington Quarter. Host, and now, let's turn our attention to the 1967 Washington Quarter. This coin is often overshadowed by other years, but it holds its own when it comes to value. The 1967 quarter was minted at a time when the U.S. was transitioning away from silver coinage. In fact, 1967 was one of the last years the quarter contained silver, making it a key date for collectors. Host, if you've got a 1967 quarter, the first thing you should check is whether it's made of silver. If your coin has a silver content, it's worth more than just face value. A silver 1967 quarter can be worth anywhere from $5 to $10, depending on the current price of silver. Cut to a shot of a silver 1967 quarter and magnified details. Host, but here's the thing, there are also non-silver 1967 quarters, which were made from a copper-nickel blend. These aren't quite as valuable, but if you've got a well-preserved example in uncirculated condition, it can still fetch a few dollars more than face value. Host, and just like the 1943 and 1982D quarters, the 1967 quarter can also have errors that make it more valuable. The most common error found on 1967 quarters is the dropped letter error, where part of the design was not properly struck, causing letters or numbers to be missing or faint. This type of error can increase the coin's value significantly. Cut to a visual of the dropped letter error. Host, so, if you've got a 1967 quarter, make sure to check for any signs of silver content or errors. A well-preserved silver 1967 quarter could be worth $10 or more, and a rare error coin could fetch hundreds of dollars. Conclusion, 30:01-32:00. Host smiling, with a final shot of all three quarters on display. Host, there you have it. The 1943, 1982D, and 1967 Washington quarters may seem like just ordinary coins, but with the right condition and the right features, they could be worth a lot more than you ever imagined. Whether it's a rare mint mark, an error, or simply a well-preserved coin, these quarters have the potential to become valuable treasures in your collection. Host, so, take a closer look at your coins, and who knows, you might just have a hidden gem in your hands. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update from Old Chiller Coin 4 here. And if you have any questions or want to share your own coin finds, drop a comment below. Until next time, happy collecting. Outro music fades in. This script ensures that each coin is given thorough attention, while also engaging the audience with practical tips and valuable information that could lead to exciting discoveries. 1. The 1943 Washington Quarter, 0:31 to 10 o'clock. Cut to close-up shots of the 1943 Washington Quarter, rotating to show details. Host, let's kick things off with the 1943 Washington Quarter. This coin was minted during World War II, a time of great change and uncertainty in the United States. The country was heavily involved in the war effort, and as a result, the U.S. Mint had to deal with a lot of challenges, especially in terms of metal availability. Now, the 1943 Washington Quarter might not immediately scream rare to most people, but there are key features that can make this coin extremely valuable, especially in certain conditions. Cut to a visual of the coin's obverse and reverse. Host, let's start with the basics. The 1943 Washington Quarter features a classic design, George Washington's bust on the obverse and an eagle on the reverse, with the words, E pluribus unum and, In God we trust, inscribed. But the real value comes in when we look at the condition and mint mark. Host, the 1943 quarter was minted in 2 locations, Philadelphia and Denver. The Philadelphia mint produced the most common version, but it's the Denver mint mark that can make a huge difference. In fact, the 1943 D Washington quarter is the one to look out for. Cut to a zoomed-in shot of the mint mark on the coin. Host, if you have a 1943 quarter with the D mint mark, congratulations. That could be your ticket to a valuable coin. A 1943 D Washington quarter in uncirculated condition can fetch hundreds of dollars. But here's the kicker, if you've got a 1943 quarter that's been graded as MS 65 or higher, you could be looking at a coin worth over $1,000. Cut to a shot of the coin being graded. Host, the condition of the coin is absolutely crucial when it comes to its value. A coin that's in mint state, with little to no wear, is going to be worth much more than one that's been circulated for decades. If you're wondering how to tell if your coin is in good condition, look for sharp details in the design, and check for any signs of wear, like flatness in the hair or eagle's feathers. Host, but here's something even more exciting. Some 1943 quarters have been found with errors that make them even rarer. One of the most famous errors is the D over D mint mark, where the mint mark was accidentally struck twice. If you happen to find one of these, it could be worth thousands of dollars. There's also a possibility of over-polished dies, which can result in a coin with a unique, almost ghostly appearance. Cut to a close-up of a rare error coin. Host, if you've got a 1943 Washington quarter in your collection, take a moment to inspect it closely. Look for any signs of error, and make sure to get it professionally graded if you think it's in exceptional condition. This could be your chance to turn a simple quarter into a small fortune. Part 2, the 1982 D Washington quarter, 1001 to 2000 hours. Cut to the 1982 D Washington quarter on a rotating display. Host, next up, let's talk about the 1982 D Washington quarter. This coin might seem pretty modern compared to the 1943, but trust me, it's just as interesting when it comes to potential value. The 1982 D quarter was minted during a time when the U.S. economy was undergoing significant changes. It was the early 1980s, and inflation was high, but this coin is often overlooked in terms of its worth. Host, the 1982 D quarter was produced in Denver, and here's the thing, while the design is the same as other Washington quarters, there are some subtle details that can really make this coin stand out. First, you'll want to look at the condition. A 1982 D quarter in uncirculated condition can be worth several dollars more than one that's been circulated. Cut to close-up of the coin's mint mark and details. Host, but what really sets the 1982 D apart is the fact that it's part of a series of quarters that were produced during a time when the U.S. Mint was experimenting with different methods of coin production. In fact, some 1982 D quarters were struck with a weaker die, which can lead to error coins that are much more valuable than the standard issue. Host, one of the most famous errors associated with the 1982 D quarter is the double die variety. This happens when the die used to strike the coin is misaligned, causing the design to appear doubled. If you've got a 1982 D quarter with this error, you could be looking at a coin worth $100 or more, sometimes even up to $500, depending on the condition and the severity of the error. Cut to a shot of the double die error. Host, the key here is to look for any doubling in the lettering or date. If you spot this, it's definitely worth having the coin professionally evaluated. A well-preserved example could be worth a small fortune to collectors who specialize in error coins.